Hey, what's up, guys? Sanitary here. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I wanted to give you my overall thoughts on college. Do I believe that it is essential? Do you need a college education? Is it essential to have a college education to succeed in life? And this is going to primarily depend on what type of career you decide to embark on. So if you want to become a doctor, a lawyer, CPA, aka an accountant, even teaching, you need higher education. That's a no-brainer. You can't just walk off the street, fill out an application like you do at McDonald's, and then get the job. So that's a no-brainer. Now, where there's some gray area, this kind of derives from the fact that a lot of students are accumulating or have accumulated, and if you're watching this video, are still battling a lot of student loan and debt. This is where a lot of people say that college is a scam because from a very small young age, most of us are led to believe that as long as we get good grades, we take all the tests we need to, we cross our T's and dot our I's. We do all the stuff, the extracurricular activities to get into the colleges that you want, the community service, all that, all the 9 yards. As long as you get into a good college and you get that nice diploma, that you're going to be in good position. Maybe not guaranteed a great job, but you're led to believe that there's a very good chance that you're going to get and land a good job and it's all going to pay off. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is that there's a lot of students that upon finishing their 4 years or 5 years, whatever, of the undergraduate degree, for example, they don't have a job. They end up having to pay off this student debt, and it could range from a few thousand to hundreds of thousands of dollars. You got some people going to these top Ivy League schools, and yes, they have that piece of paper, but as far as the financial situation, they have nothing to show for, nothing in the positive. Everything's in the red. So they have to work at Starbucks, become a barista. Nothing against people that work at Starbucks, but this obvious situation is not, or wasn't in the playbook, in the plan, the overall plan, and that's where there's all that gray area, and a lot of people are stating that college is definitely a scam. So this is a very interesting situation because, like I said earlier, if there's certain jobs that you know for sure you need a college degree, you should definitely pursue it. I mean, there's not many. There's only one route. You want to become a doctor, you got to go to your undergrad. You got to go high school, undergrad, med school, residency, minimum, subspecialty if you want to. That's clear cut. But if you're coming out of high school or even into college and you're not quite sure what you want to do, and a lot of people say just go with what you're passionate about, more power to you, that's fine. But do note that it's going to come at a price. So be very cognizant and aware, and look at the job situation, if there's a lot of availability within that profession, because let's be honest, certain jobs are just, no matter what school you go to, you could go to Harvard or Yale, but if you major in sociology, English, philosophy, history, stuff like that, it's going to be pretty limited finding a job. I mean, it's pretty limited, especially with the fine arts. If you might just be able to maybe do some research, if you go further, become a professor. If you do that, you might have to get at least a master's or a doctorate, or you might just end up becoming a teacher. So if you are watching this video and you're in college or about to go to college, you still have time to think about it. I wouldn't rush it because a lot of people change majors, but just know that you got to really weigh the negatives and the positives of the situation. Going to that nice college is great, but if you're majoring in something that is not going to possibly provide a stable job, that is a real big price to pay. Now, conversely, some people might say, well, college, even though you may want to change majors or you're going to have some debt, it's not all about that. It's all about the college experience. It's all about becoming a more well-rounded person. I do believe there is a truth to that. I know a lot of people when I went to college, I still keep in touch with. We're in totally different professions. I actually majored in fine arts and now I'm in the medical field. Um, that's just how it happened. But that's a pretty penny, a hefty penny to pay for unless you got like rich parents and they just pay for everything. That's a very hefty lesson to have an experience for $100,000 a year or to be more well-rounded. You can just go down to your local library for free and educate yourself. Also, I do want to note that society, especially in America, they tend to look up to more of the white collar type jobs, the investment bankers, doctors, lawyers, and every job does have some value, but they tend to kind of look at blue collar workers. Not all, but some people have this stigma that plumbers, uh, construction workers, electricians, carpenters, etc., um, it's not as prestigious. What I have to say about that is there's some people that immediately upon finishing high school, they immediately don't go to college. They don't go that route. They perfect a trade, and they come out of school quickly. They hardly have any debt, and they're making some good money. I mean, even garbage man, if they pulled certain shifts, I've heard they can make up to six figures a year. So don't always believe all the hype, and every job does have its value. You just have to find out what you really like and definitely do your research. So you get a blue collar worker who comes out of school, they're doing something they really like, they hardly have any debt, and they're getting paid immediately. You get the second person who is told that they got to go to this Ivy League school, they major in something that doesn't have a lot of job prospects, and they end up in debt, and then they're just still working at a mall to pay off some debt, and they have no job. So who's better off? So that's my 2 cents for this video. And then one last thing I want to say regarding blue collar workers is when you develop a trade such as electrician, plumber, construction worker, these are jobs that cannot be outsourced. A lot of jobs can be outsourced for cheap labor in India, China. However, you know that if your water heater breaks at home, your plumbing's not working, you're not gonna call someone and then they're gonna redirect somebody from China all the way and fly them over. You're gonna get someone immediately. That's where blue collar workers have a definite advantage and some job stability. Nothing to take away from white collar workers, because if the higher the education you get, um, there's and the less chance that, or if you have a skill set that is not replaceable, it's not easily replaceable, that has more value to your company, such as a doctor, a lawyer, because you can't just get someone off the street. That's my time and talking too much. Let me know your guys and gals' experience and what you guys think. Did you decide to take the college route or do a different route? Take care, guys. Bye.